Good morning, Catawba Ridge. It's time for your Copper Heads Up. It's Wednesday, September 13th, and it's another great day at the Ridge. Okay, let's get you caught up in sports from last night.
Our girls volleyball team won against Lancaster in 3 sets. Swim had their senior night cut short because of the storm, but still pulled off the win.
Tonight, our boys volleyball team is ready to spike Clover, and our girls golf is playing at home at the Fort Mill Country Club. And of course, I'll have those scores for you tomorrow. But that's not the only thing going on tonight. We also have the Beta Club induction ceremony at 6:30 p.m. in the auditorium. And we have another busy flex today.
FCCLA has a meeting for all members in room D121. The first Writers Club meeting of the year is in Miss LaFave's room, F209. It's a great place for aspiring writers to share work and get feedback from others.
So, is it just me, or does it seem like every time you turn around, someone's handing you an iPad with a request for a tip on it? It's exceeding beyond just sit-down restaurants. So when is a tip required and how much? Here's Mia with more.
Bussing busy tables and handling hot plates are tricky tasks for restaurant employees, and along with the long hours and manual labor comes wages that start at just under $3. South Carolina's standard minimum wage starts at $7.25 per hour, so serving staff rely heavily on you to make up the difference. For the typical food industry worker, tips make up almost 60% of an employee's earnings. But for some teens, the whole leaving a little extra creates some serious questions. How much, when, and where do I tip?
I usually give about 20% and higher.
Not normally at a nail salon because I feel like nail salons are really pricey.
Maybe 5 or 10.
If I order like pizza or food off, Uber Eats or whatever, I typically will tip whoever's my driver.
Just tip whenever you feel that they deserve the tip, and specifically at sit-down restaurants.
For Hobo server Olivia Payne, the reward for going that extra mile for our customers does tend to pay off in her paycheck.
Sometimes whenever I add up my tips at the end of the night, the hourly is completely different. Like I could make, $10 an hour or like $30 an hour depending on how the night was.
And as great as that sounds, one table full of non-tipping teens can tank an entire night.
Most of the time, teenagers don't tip as much as adults, and I find the better tipping adults have worked in the food service industry at some point.
And while leaving a tip at sit-down restaurants is a fairly standard practice, what about all those other services, like cosmetics?
Vanilla latte for Mia Jones.
Or coffee? The job of brewing up drinks as a barista doesn't depend on tips, but it allows for people like Rachel Wall, a Humble Cup employee, to pay for additional expenses.
Okay, so I have 2 kids at home, and it helps us just be a little bit more comfortable. I get to enroll them in sports and special activities.
Tipping can also show the impact a worker had on someone's day, whether it's a smile on a customer's face or a delicious drink.
It's just nice to look in the jar and see like, oh, well, maybe I made this person's day, and in return it kind of makes your day to know that, maybe I made a mark on them. I never expect a tip.
Counting up the cash at the end of the day and seeing a collection of small contributions can be significant for service workers of all areas. So next time you notice exceptional hospitality, consider leaving a token of your appreciation. For CRN TV, I'm Mia Jones.
So make sure to leave a little extra for a job well done. It just makes sense. Okay, that's it from me. I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning. For CRN TV, I'm Talia Postel. Have a great day, Copperheads.